we've woken up in Falls Church, Washington at the Best Western here on Arlington Boulevard, and it's chucking it down, as you can probably see. And so we booked a Segway tour this morning, so we've kind of decided we're going to do it anyway regardless. We're wearing all our waterproof gear for the bike. We're going to go and do that. I think it's a 3-hour trip, see the sights, and go and have lunch and a bar and just have a great time today. People said it was smaller than you thought or seen on the movies or TV, but actually I think it's about the right size as far as I'm concerned. It's awesome.
How fantastic. The Segways were incredible. We managed to get around all the major sites and see what was going on. Stop saying rhubarb. So we got around to see all of the sites that we could possibly do in one day. We didn't get to go into some of the museums that would have been nice, but it was superb despite the rain, and we're just now planning because tomorrow morning we're off early to pick up the bikes. This is the start of the trip really tomorrow. We're going to pick up the bikes and head on east out to Ocean City.
I know what they're going to be going through, and I know some of the things that they feel right now, which is a little bit of nervousness because they haven't done it before. But you know, I just know that they're going to have the most wonderful time because each place you stop's different, every road's different, every site is different. It's just absolutely amazing what can be done.
I'm overwhelmed. It's overwhelming. This is better than the show, for sure.
You're going to go through these towns where, you know, the houses could be, you know, kind of decrepited, but the people are just so nice. Some of the roads are just absolutely amazing. You know, with Route 66, it's a great ride. Route 66 is a good ride. You know, there's a lot of nostalgia built up with Route 66, and that's great. The thing with Route 50 is you're going coast to coast. It starts all the way in Ocean City, Maryland, which is right on the coast, and it goes clear across the center of the United States, you know, through the mid-plains, into the Rockies, through the Canyonlands, up into the high desert, into the Nevada Sierra Desert, and then you come down into California.
Happy?
Very happy.
What you get with Route 50, it's all these experiences, not just, you know, the nostalgia, but you get all the experiences that the United States has to offer, and it's just absolutely amazing. I definitely want to come with you. If I didn't have the store here to run, I'd be right there with you.
So we picked up our bikes, and now we find out all the things that we were wondering about, like how much luggage space there is, which there isn't any of. I was really light with packing, and I found that I've got too much, and I've had to go with a dry bag on the back. And the power question as well, whereabouts we get power from. And it's exactly where they said it would be, and I haven't got a cable for it. So that'll be something to figure out. The bike is heavy, and I got a VFR 800, and this is not a VFR 800 at all. Really big arm movements, and I'm still getting nervous about going out on the road for the first time. Anyway, looking forward to the next few hours. They're going to tell us how good we are on the road.
We're packed up. It's taken a little bit of a while to get all of our stuff on the bikes. Do you know what? I did bring too much stuff. I'm glad I bought the straps to put things on the back of the bike. I'm glad I got my buddies who are taking lots of my stuff on their bikes. Thanks, guys. But that's it. We're packed. We're ready to rock. The traffic's not too bad. The weather's fine. Let's go.
I have my keys for my Indian motorcycle adventure.
We got very wet.
It's raining really hard and lightning.
I'm really tired.
I think I know a song about that. Storms, I think, tomorrow afternoon.
There's a surprise.
My mum might watch this.
Imagine what this is like when it's warm.
Good morning!
We rode yesterday from Ocean City in Maryland. We had to go around the Beltway of Washington, a road that's slightly M25 but full of bad drivers. We got stuck in traffic and rain for about 15 miles, solid traffic. You're not allowed to go down either side of the cars here, so we were just sitting.
Everything's supposed to take 5 hours, that's what we planned on, and of course we're finding out that 5 hours riding, what that turns into practically is more like 8 hours on the road.
This morning when I drew the curtains, I was really heartened by seeing quite a lot of sunshine.
It was beautiful, a lovely sunrise, and we went out with optimism of the day ahead.
Yeah.
And it didn't last long. We got very, very wet. We put our waterproofs on. I think it cleared up, and we took them off. And we had to put them on again a few times.
It was shit, actually. It was bollocks.
Yeah, it was rubbish. Oh, you're trying to get me to swear?
You're still not swearing. Yeah, that's for the bloopers. Right?
My mum might watch this.
Oh, okay. All right. It was jolly. It's bad, rubbish.
Yes,
it was
terrible.
Anyway, so we were planning to get today to MacArthur in Ohio, which was a total of only about 275 miles, which is
doable.
About our average day, what we should be doing in a day.
Sure.
And we nearly made it, but you know what? We thought,
we're a bit short. We're not that far short, are we?
I think we're probably only about 20 minutes, half an hour away, but it was the right time to stop. How do you think about the dynamic of us?
Very well. We
riding together.
We work well together. We integrate very well. We swap positions. So David likes it back door, as you're probably aware. We do swap that occasionally, and Adrian's been in front. I've been in front. The traffic's been pretty good today, actually, although the weather's been bad.
Nice. I was a bit disappointed because those first twisty roads were really nice.
They were beautiful.
And then we got stuck on that.
It was kind of dual carriageway.
Yeah, like a French motorway we were talking about. It felt like a French motorway.
Yeah, it was going on forever. The speed limit was up to a maximum of 65.
Tomorrow?
Right.
Do you know where we're going?
No, I've got no idea. I'll hold that.
Hold that, I'll get my book.
Yeah. David. Yes, tomorrow we're going somewhere else, which is west, obviously. Go west. I think I know a song about that, but I'm not going to sing.
It was Winchester to MacArthur, which we were a bit short. So we're going to go tomorrow to Seymour.
Okay, I've seen less.
Yeah, Indiana.
But we set off at 8:30 this morning. I think if we try and do the same tomorrow, that's a good time to start if we're all up and
that's the thing, it's getting up. And just fingers crossed the weather's going to be better tomorrow than we've got to catch a break sooner or later.
I'm not optimistic because I saw the weather report and they've got thunderstorms I think tomorrow afternoon.
There's a surprise.
Well, it's wind tomorrow as well. The temperatures are going to be no higher than 60. Anyway, that could change, so we'll see.
Oh my goodness, we're in St. Louis at our ball game. It's the St. Louis thingies. Cardinals. It's the St. Louis Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Pirates. We've got beer, we've had hot dogs. Fantastic. Great fun.
Go Cardinals!
I'm going to start off by saying how tired I am. Again,
I
seem to be tired every single night. It's exhausting, but it's just so much fun. We started off this morning in Athens, in Ohio. And we're heading to a place called Seymour in Indiana. I don't know whether we're going to get there or not because we're so tired. And of course that's risky riding like that. The weather's been pretty good actually. Yeah, we got a little bit wet. Did we get wet today?
Not really, no.
Okay, so that's the
first day we
first
didn't
day.
get
First day.
But we didn't get it.
Yeah.
So, but it was cold though. I think it got down to about 50 Fahrenheit. So it's warmed up really nicely now because we want it to, and so it will. Tomorrow we got St. Louis. Looking forward to that.
St. Louis.
Yes, that'll be fun. And you've got a few things lined up, haven't you?
Big night out.
Is it sleepless in St. Louis?
No.
Yes.
Oh, shit-faced. Shit-faced. Shit-faced in St. Louis.
It's going to be a pretty big one. So, well, we can talk about that afterwards.
So Adrian, how excited are you?
This is incredibly hot and it's burning my lips and I can't feel them. Eat it.
just going down the St. Louis Arch, the Jefferson Memorial Arch, 630 feet high, which is really high. And it's quite a wonky little elevator-y thing pod.
It's scary, very high, and on a windy day you can feel the structure moving, apparently. Luckily today it wasn't windy.
It was moving.
A little bit.
It was.
So yesterday, Saturday, we rode from St. Louis to Jefferson City, and the road started off beautifully. We did the 100, that's part of the old historic Route 66. The roads were like velvet, so beautifully smooth, and just winding around the countryside, and beautiful countryside as well. And then we joined the 50 again, and the 50 from there to Jefferson City is a bit like a French motorway or something like that. It's quite quick. Speed limit's up to about 65, and it gets a bit tedious. And we realised very quickly that type of road is what's going to take us across the plains for another 650 miles or more, and that's going to be quite boring. So we were all a bit concerned about doing something like that. They're so boring. And really, luckily, we bumped into this guy Tom, who lives in Kansas City. He's there with his wife, and he's a Harley rider, and he's done this trip loads of times, and he was giving us these tips. And actually, it's just a necessary evil. You've got to ride the 50 or the I-70, which is a bit north of there, and you just got to do it. So what we're going to do is wake up early, do longer hours, get the thing done, get to Colorado.
Yeah, Route 50 so far has been maybe a little bit disappointing. It certainly wasn't what I expected. I was expecting nice, quiet roads that ran through rural areas, through lots of small towns, and lots to see, past farms. And car behind. Car. Andrew's asleep. He's sometimes a little slow to get going in the morning, and that can be a bit of a pain. But this is a tough journey. We're starting off fairly early, we're finishing fairly late, and it's taking a toll. To be perfectly frank, it's tough, and it's really difficult not to be antsy with each other. And sometimes the antsiness gets the better of you, and all of us become a bit snappy, can become a little bit snappy, and that's tough.
I bought my very first motorcycle from the guy that owns this dealership in 1974 with my lawn mowing money.
Jeff's going to be riding 150 miles from his home in White City, Kansas, to meet us for a coffee. Can you believe it? Just going to pop down the road to meet some buddies for a cup of coffee, darling.
Well, I specifically rode to Kansas City to hook up with you guys at Blip Roasters. We jumped on the bikes as the rain started to come, and we got caught in it, but here we are in Junction City.
How windy is it, fellas?
Windiest I've ever known.
Yeah, I've got an expression for it. It's sphincter tightening. It's that windy.
Don't get me wrong, we rode lots of nice roads through Virginia, and there are sections of the 50 that were really, really nice. But there were lots of it, and I guess it's still to come, lots of it that are 2 lanes, either directions, just like a motorway.
Even though Kansas can be a misconception on what it's laid out as, it has its beautiful parts as well. But living here in this country, you think I'd have ridden coast to coast, and I have not. But I'd love to do it someday.
So my spirits are so much higher than they were yesterday. This is much more like it. Small towns, cool stuff to see.
At home, as we speak, my ball of twine isn't anywhere near this size yet.
Look at that, that's cool. That's much more like it.
As a pessimist, it gets you nowhere. Whether you look at the world in a positive light or a negative light, the world's still going to be the same. It's your attitude that takes you places. Every time that I have an opportunity to go beyond the commute to work, it gives me an opportunity to think and understand better myself and what's going on around me. The motorcycle seems to give me that feeling and peacefulness that gives me time to think. You know, there's that certain deep down feeling that I knew that when we would meet, that we were just exactly alike. The fact that you guys can take the time and achieve this ride, I think is fantastic. It's not something that we all can do, and I'm living vicariously through you guys, I guess. I think that it's a wonderful opportunity. I envy that, and hope someday in my lifetime that I can do it as well.
Jeff, what a great guy. Good fun. Really looked after us. It was nice to be able to decompress, and Jeff was like, "Hey, look at you guys. You're doing really well." And do you know what? We are doing incredibly well.
I had a little bit too much to drink last night.
Oh, it's Friday the 13th, right?
Awesome! And then we've got the Rockies. And we've got the high desert. And we've got just incredible stuff to see.
Awesome! I thought it could never get better, but every day gets better.
Bike's not starting.
Today we're hoping to go up Pikes Peak, see how far we can get up there, and then the rest of the day's route is a little bit uncertain at the moment. We're just going to take one step at a time, get to Salida, I think they call it, the way they pronounce it, and then we'll see whether we go directly west or drop south or whatever else happens.
Yesterday was just superb. All day we rode from Colorado Springs through the Rockies, over the Monarch Pass. We went up Pikes Peak, but coming through the Rockies was just the most amazing ride I've ever done. The roads had sweeping bends, there wasn't a lot of traffic, the road surface was fabulous, rivers running to the side of it. I just hope I can find a bit more energy from somewhere, because I do feel like I'm sort of just the cumulative effects. I'm just being tired in the mornings when I get up, and there we go.
We're still on the 50. We're going to go through Montrose, and then we're going to take the 550 south through the $1 Million Highway. It takes us all the way down to Durango, and then we're going to be a bit wiggly on the 160 to Cortez. It's a cool sounding place, isn't it? And then more wiggly on a road that looks like 491, and then we're going to cut up northwest to Bluff. It's about 210 miles, something like that.
And that was the 550 we came down, which is the $1 Million Highway. And it was, I think, the best motorcycling I have ever done.
Damn Dairy Queen.
It was brilliant yesterday, but it was doubly awesome today.
Well, it's just before 5 in the morning. I'm heading out from Bluff to Monument Valley, Mexican Hat, because I really want to see the sunrise if I can. I've got everything on because it's really cold, 45 degrees. So, well, yeah, it could be colder, but a bit chilly. So it's 26 miles, I'm going to crack on. It has been absolutely sublime. The colours started off a very light pink, and then they started to get into a brighter red, and now the sun's pretty much well, it's up now, completely over the horizon. But this is something else. This really is something else.
David's going to look at his bike, which has problems starting, and we're not going to help him. We're going to watch from over here. And he called us a name which I can't say. Let's see how he does.
I took the bike out this morning to go to Monument Valley to have a bit of a ride out. It was about 60 miles round trip. Got back here, packed all my stuff up, met the boys and popped down the road to a shop to do a bit of shopping. Bike wouldn't start. It's not starting on the starter button. Can't figure it out. We managed to bump start it, got back to the hotel where we stayed last night. I've been on the phone to Jay at Eagle Rider, who's been fairly helpful, but we have two options really. Go to Salt Lake City to an Indian dealership, or go to Las Vegas, both of which are about 400 miles away, 7 or 8 hours, and both off our schedule. And what we're gonna do is probably go stick to our original route. And then there's a Honda dealer on near Lake Powell. Hopefully they might be able to plug it in. None of us think it's a really big problem. We think it's just there's some little issue there. Hopefully the guys at Honda might be able to help us out. If not, we're going to have to just make sure I park it on a hill.
Fantastic scenery, fantastic road this one. Superb.
It's so lovely and peaceful, isn't it? Especially with my bike running, because I can't turn it off.
Yeah, got bike running. Has he broke it?
Got to remind myself not to turn it off. Just crossed the border into Arizona, and it appears to me as though the cliffs are a different colour. They seem to be more of a brown. Do you want me to stand out there?
All three of us had to do that.
Some cool t-shirts.
The most difficult yet, actually.
Every corner was different scenery, geology.
Yep, bike's still running.
We're on the way to Salt Lake City to sort Dave's bike out.
Got a little piece of advice for you. As you travel along life's bumpy road, don't ever underestimate the power of them stupid people in large numbers.
And he's just got a load in his face. I could do this forever.
One of the best roads I think I've ever been on in my life.
America is wonderful. It really is, because it is the land of the free.
Saturday the 14th. I've just had another email from Jay, who's jacked us up to go to the Eagle Rider dealers in Salt Lake City tomorrow, sometime tomorrow, which is Sunday. The scenery is absolutely spectacular, and I'm sorry, I think I've been saying everywhere is incredible and awesome and spectacular and awe-inspiring, but every single day the riding is just I've run out of superlatives, and I wish I were more articulate.
I must say it was the most spectacular roads and scenery I think I've ever seen. It varied as you went around different corners, and it was just wow, just constantly after every single corner. Fantastic turns, fantastic landscapes all over the place.
Adrian and Andrew are being very kind to say, you know, turn it off, let's push you, but it's really hot, it's like 90 degrees. And they're telling me now to turn it off. Okay, aircon. Anyway, we're getting some coffee. I'm getting iced coffee. I'm going in.
Try and get it in from the inside. Wash it out, Andy. These fuel pumps, it's happening at quite a few stations. The pumps are very aggressive, and the gas comes out really fast. Andy's just got a load in his face. Did you get a lot in?
We tanked up at a gas station and we decided to crack on in the night up to Salida, which is where we are now, and we found a motel. But the night ride, our first one, was through open field farming land, which had deer jumping out and on the road and at the side of the road. So it was a little bit scary. We're doing 45, 50, Dave was up front.
It's scary, and the boys are making me go in front.
But again, another experience, fantastic. We're in Salida this morning and going to the Indian dealer to try and get Dave's bike sorted, and then on to Bonneville Salt Flats for this evening, so can't wait for that. But just yesterday, spectacular.
Salt Lake City, and Adrian has been very kind to try and bring my bike in on his own. Well done, fella.
Oh, well,
just finished at Eagle Rider in Salt Lake City, and thanks to the superb efforts of the guys in there, we kind of diagnosed the problem together. It was a clicking solenoid or whatever that little thing was. So it's taken us quite a long time to get it fixed, and obviously driving into Salt Lake City. Thanks very much to the guys here at Eagle Rider Salt Lake. Thanks very much to Jay at Eagle Rider in Washington DC for jacking it up and sorting this out. The bike's fixed. I was really not looking forward to jumping onto a different bike and completing the trip on this one. So really happy and just over the moon. Excellent. Let's hope it keeps going. This is Bonneville Salt Flats. We can't ride on it because there's been a lot of rain. So there's how much water is there in there? It's probably at least 3 or 4 inches, I'd say. Yeah, I mean it's definitely too deep to ride the bikes on, and also there was a sign down there saying please don't ride off the road. But there you go, the Bonneville Salt Flats. We've done some drag racing. It was brilliant fun. I'm faster rider than Andy is. He doesn't want to admit it, but I beat him. So we're now on the road to Ely from Wendover, and the sign said 130 miles to the next gas station, and the range on these bikes is about 150. So we haven't got a lot of margin for error. I guess we're not going to be, thank goodness I don't have to leave my bike standing ticking over. So we're in Ely, or Illy, as I've been calling it, Nevada. Ely. It's named after my sister, I think you'll find. Right, here we go, 50, Eureka, Castle City. We're back on the 50. Tomorrow we need to get over to the Californian coast, and that's gonna basically mean we're gonna ride 50 into Sacramento, which we saw at the beginning of the trip at Ocean City, and it said whatever 3,000 whatever miles, and then go slightly north, hopefully through Napa, and onto the Californian coast just north of San Francisco, giving us a sort of a fairly easy 90-mile ride on Thursday morning. Right from the start, I was pretty much against it because I didn't want to go on the, you know when you say to somebody, oh we're going to be riding America, and they go, oh you're doing 66 on Harleys, and it's kind of like, well, I didn't really want to do that. I didn't want to have somebody else's midlife crisis. I'm quite happy to have my own, thank you very much. And I thought 50 at 50, was it the right decision? I don't know, you know, that great ball of twine was something else we saw in Kansas. Not starting again.
A bit
Tired for this. So desperate to drive across San Francisco Bridge.
It's too much to even recall in one go.
Objects in the mirror may be awesome.
We are staying in Eureka in Nevada. We were going to go on to Austin. We just wanted to put some miles in. I think we were all getting a little bit too tired, and we were all getting a bit crazy when we went into the gas station. David went into the car parking space instead of the gas pump. I drove out over the curb, and we were just all over the place. It's either something to do with the amount of time that we've been spending riding, drinking continuously for several weeks.
Whiskey up!
Might be something to do with it, but the altitude has been something to do with it. Where we've got to this place called Eureka, which advertises itself as you come in on one of the billboards as the friendliest place on Route 50. What a fantastic night. We bought some moonshine in the gas station, a bar called The Owl. We had quite a few drinks there and having a great time.
What a day, what a day. My spirits are a bit down this morning. I think we're all feeling a little bit blue and a little bit like getting towards the end of the trip. And yeah, man, it's really good. We're still on the journey. We're still having fun.
So Jeff was awesome. It was windy in Kansas. My bike's got lock-in luggage, and I love it. And America's big. Enough? Done.
We're 25 miles from South Lake Tahoe, and I think I saw a sign that said 126 miles to Sacramento, which is the end of Route 50. Ten to 12, we've got 100 miles to Sacramento, and then I don't know how far it is from there to the coast, but we don't want to get to the coast too late. And this is our last full day of riding.
Hey, we're in Sacramento, and it is beautiful and hot, and we're loving it. It's great. We're trying to find the old 50, but it's been taken over by the interstate, so we'll have a little hunt around for it, and then we're going to crack on to the west.
West, 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 until you can't get any further west and it gets wet.
It's not the west. Like they said, this lady said to me when I was swimming the channel, she goes, keep paddling and moving your arms until you hit dry land, and then you know you've crossed.
So we got to keep paddling.
We got to keep paddling until we hit the sea,
paddling.
and then we know we've hit the coast.
So my question is that I'm going to be swimming in the sea.
Yeah.
You're going to be swimming in the sea.
I am.
Adrian?
That's going to be a surprise, whether I do or don't.
Oh.
I might.
Keep watching, viewers.
Yeah.
Will Adrian go?
I can't wait.
We can't wait. Keep watching. The bloody bike won't start. It doesn't recognise the key. We've tried to swap the batteries out on the key fobs from Andy's bike. We've disconnected the battery, reconnected the battery, and do you know what? It's still not working. I'm kind of at my wit's end really, and we're stuck in Napa. We're about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get to Bottega, and you know, it's 7:30. We've been here half an hour already. Who knows? I spoke to Jay this morning, who's been on to Indian. So I thought I've got to, you know, it just seems to be that carrot dangling in front of me. I'm so desperate to drive across San Francisco Bridge and complete this journey on my bike with my buddies. I don't particularly want to do it in a Toyota Corolla. Well, that sound is Indian Chief Vintage running, so the reset code has worked. I'm really relieved. Let's just hope that it can keep going today, but that's great to get it running.
You know, what you get with Route 50, it's all these experiences, not just, you know, the nostalgia, but you get all the experiences that the United States has to offer, and it's just absolutely amazing.
To ride on a motorcycle is to be free. You smell things, you see things, you experience things, and you have to be absolutely present to ride.
Whether you look at the world in a positive light or a negative light, the world's still going to be the same. It's your attitude that takes you places.
See the boys slinking their way down the curves and the hill. We've all ridden really well together, actually.
It gives me an opportunity to think and actually understand better myself and what's going on around me.
Loving it. I'd be sad to go home. It's been an awesome trip, emotional and monumental, and one never to forget.
It's been really good fun. It's been a bit of a challenge sometimes with the bikes. Or with my bike, it's been a bit of a drag. But overall,
fantastic.
Yeah,
the best.
Sounded fantastic.
What a trip!
It was. Yeah, it was. There's just too much to even recall in one go.
Yeah,
Right.
Which is why we made the video, so that we can remember.
A journey, that's what I'd call it.
Yeah.
From beginning to end.
Should we blow everybody a kiss?
If you want
If
to.
you've been following along,
blow everyone
and
a kiss.
hope you've enjoyed what we've done, and that we've provided you with a good laugh and a bit of entertainment, because we've certainly had a good laugh. Look, there's somebody taking a picture of our bikes. Hello,
Again.
we can stand with them if you like.
No.
We've got tattoos.
You frightened her.
You have frightened, she's running away.
Okay, so it's been good, guys.
Cheers.
Real pleasure.
I don't know how you do that.
What?
I tell you what, I just go like that.
It's been good. Hang loose, ride safe.
See ya.
Right.
It was